cars are hits, others not so much. Consumer reporter John Matarese has a list of the cars discontinued from why you may want to buy them.
The automotive graveyard is filling up fast. Automakers are taking vehicles that have been on the market for decades and sending them to an early retirement. In 2026, we're losing everything from affordable sub-$20,000 sedans to luxury performance cars that enthusiasts have coveted for years. What's shocking isn't just which vehicles are getting the axe, it's the pattern behind these cancellations that reveals a dramatic shift in the entire automotive landscape. And for buyers who might be considering one of these soon-to-be discontinued models, this decision could impact everything from your purchase price to your future resale value and even long-term maintenance costs. But here's what most consumers don't realize. These discontinuations aren't just routine model refreshes or typical end-of-life cycle decisions. They represent a fundamental strategic shift that's happening across virtually every manufacturer. While many are blaming poor sales or changing consumer preferences, the real story runs much deeper. By the end of this video, you'll understand why even some of the most popular vehicles are being killed off, why affordable options are vanishing from showrooms, and how this wave of discontinuation signals a future automotive market that looks radically different from what we've known for the past century. Most surprising of all, the manufacturers themselves might be making a catastrophic miscalculation that could cost them billions. Which 10 vehicles are being discontinued in 2026? Why are manufacturers making these surprising cuts? And what does this mean for car buyers considering these models? Number 10. Volvo S90, the luxury sedan casualty. Starting our countdown at number 10 is the Volvo S90 sedan. Most people probably don't even know the Volvo S90 exists, which is precisely part of the problem. This luxury sedan is being discontinued for the US market in 2026 due to a combination of rising tariff costs and dramatically declining sedan sales across the industry. What makes this discontinuation particularly interesting is that Volvo isn't pulling the S90 from global markets, just the United States. It will continue production for European customers, highlighting the growing divergence between American and European automotive preferences. The S90 represents everything the American market has turned away from: a large, sophisticated European sedan that prioritizes understated luxury over flashy styling. Despite offering exceptional comfort, safety innovations, and refined driving dynamics, it simply couldn't compete in a market now dominated by SUVs and crossovers. For potential buyers, the S90's discontinuation presents an interesting opportunity. As dealers look to clear inventory of a model with no future, significant discounts may become available on what remains a premium vehicle. However, potential long-term parts availability and service support should be considered, even though Volvo will continue manufacturing the model for other markets. Number 9. Audi A4, the German engineering evolution. Next on our list at number 9 is the Audi A4, though its discontinuation comes with an asterisk. While the A4 as we know it, with its internal combustion engines, will end production in 2026, the nameplate itself will continue in an all-electric form. This transition represents a massive strategic shift for Audi. The A4 has been one of the brand's core models for decades, competing directly with the BMW 3 Series and Mercedes C-Class in the entry-level luxury sedan segment. Its replacement with an electric variant signals Audi's commitment to electrification, even at the risk of alienating traditional customers. What's particularly notable about this discontinuation is that the A4 isn't being killed off due to poor sales performance within its segment. Rather, this is a forward-looking decision by Audi to realign its product portfolio around electrification regardless of current consumer preferences. For prospective buyers, this creates a dilemma. Purchase one of the last internal combustion A4s and enjoy proven German engineering with a wealth of available service knowledge, or wait for the electric replacement that represents the brand's future direction but comes with the uncertainty of new technology. Dealerships may offer attractive incentives on remaining A4 inventory as the discontinuation date approaches, making this a potential value opportunity for those comfortable with the model's limited future. Number 8. Toyota GR Supra, the shortened revival. At number 8 on our list is a performance icon that's seeing its revival cut short, the Toyota GR Supra. After bringing back this legendary nameplate to much fanfare, Toyota has decided that 2026 will mark the end of production for the current generation GR Supra. What makes this discontinuation particularly surprising is the relatively brief production run. The 5th generation Supra only returned to the market in 2019 after a nearly 20-year hiatus, making this a notably short life cycle for what was positioned as a halo performance vehicle for the brand. The Supra's discontinuation likely stems from multiple factors: its joint development with BMW, it shares much of its engineering with the Z4, shifting priorities toward electrification at Toyota, and the overall decline of the sports car market segment. Despite enthusiastic excitement about its return, the sales numbers simply haven't justified continued investment in a specialized performance model. For collectors and enthusiasts, this short production run may actually increase the Supra's long-term desirability and value. Limited production sports cars often become sought-after classics, especially final model years. Buyers considering a GR Supra should weigh the potential future collectability against the typical depreciation of sports cars, though the discontinuation announcement may help stabilize resale values compared to typical models. Number 7. Porsche Macan Gas Version, the electrification gamble. Coming in at number 7 is the gasoline-powered Porsche Macan. After 2025, you will no longer be able to purchase a new internal combustion engine Macan as Porsche transitions this popular model to an all-electric platform for the remainder of the decade. This discontinuation is particularly significant because the Macan is one of Porsche's volume sellers and most accessible models. By making it electric only, Porsche is taking a substantial risk with one of its most commercially important vehicles. The company is essentially betting that its customer base will follow it into electrification rather than jump to competitors who continue offering conventional powertrains. The timing of this transition is noteworthy given the current challenges in the electric vehicle market, particularly in the United States. While Porsche has had success with the Taycan, expanding its electric-only strategy to a volume model like the Macan represents a much bigger gamble. For consumers, this creates a clear decision point. Purchase one of the final gas-powered Macans, which represent proven technology and the traditional Porsche driving experience, or wait for the electric version, which will offer cutting-edge technology but with the uncertainties that come with any major powertrain transition. Resale values for the final generation of gas Macans could potentially strengthen as they become the last of their kind, particularly if the electric replacement faces adoption challenges. Number 6. Porsche 1718 Boxster Cayman, the electrified future. At number 6 on our list are the Porsche 718 Boxster and Cayman variants, which will end their current internal combustion engine era after the 2025 model year. Like the Macan, these models aren't disappearing entirely but transitioning to all-electric platforms. The discontinuation of gas-powered 718 models represents perhaps an even bigger philosophical shift than the Macan. These mid-engine sports cars have been celebrated for their exceptional handling balance and driver engagement, characteristics that are fundamentally tied to their combustion engines and mechanical simplicity. Transitioning them to electric powertrains will require Porsche to completely reimagine what makes these cars special. This move signals Porsche's determination to electrify even its most driver-focused models, regardless of potential resistance from purists. It's a bold strategy that puts Porsche ahead of most luxury performance brands in electrification, but also opens the door to significant market risk if enthusiasts reject the new direction. For potential buyers, the final model years of gas-powered 718s could represent the end of an era for accessible mid-engine Porsche sports cars as we've known them. Collectors and enthusiasts may place premium value on these final editions, particularly special models with manual transmissions. However, mainstream buyers should consider how this transition might affect long-term support and resale values if the electric replacements prove highly successful. Number 5. Nissan Versa. The affordable option vanishes. Halfway through our countdown at number 5 is the Nissan Versa, one of the few remaining vehicles that could be purchased for under $20,000 in 2025. This affordable subcompact sedan will be discontinued in 2026, representing another nail in the coffin for budget-friendly new car options. The Versa's discontinuation speaks volumes about the state of the automotive market. Despite offering genuine value and accessibility for entry-level buyers, its low profit margins and declining demand in the small sedan segment have made it unsustainable from a business perspective. It follows the same fate as the Mitsubishi Mirage, another sub-$20,000 option that was recently discontinued. This trend is particularly concerning for first-time car buyers and those with limited budgets. As affordable options disappear from the new car market, these consumers are being effectively priced out, forced either into the used market or into longer, more expensive financing arrangements for higher-priced vehicles. For consumers who prioritize value and affordability, the final model years of the Versa represent one of the last opportunities to purchase a brand new car at a truly accessible price point. While not exciting or luxurious, the Versa offers reliable economical transportation, a proposition that's becoming increasingly rare in the new car market. Number 4. Nissan Altima, the sedan surrender. At number 4 on our list is the Nissan Altima, a mid-size sedan that has been a staple of American roads for decades, but will be discontinued in 2026. This represents another major manufacturer retreating from the sedan market that was once the backbone of the automotive industry. The Altima's discontinuation is particularly significant given its historical importance. During the mid-2000s, the Altima was everywhere, a common sight in driveways and parking lots across America. Its affordable pricing, reliability, and combination of space and fuel efficiency made it a go-to choice for families and commuters alike. This discontinuation follows Nissan's earlier decision to end production of the Maxima, meaning the company that once built its reputation on sedans is systematically eliminating them from its lineup. This shift toward more profitable crossovers and SUVs reflects both changing consumer preferences and the financial pressures facing manufacturers. For potential buyers, the Altima's impending discontinuation could mean attractive incentives as dealers clear inventory. However, it also signals Nissan's reduced commitment to the sedan segment, which could potentially impact long-term support and parts availability. That said, the sheer number of Altimas on the road should ensure a robust aftermarket parts ecosystem for years to come. Number 3. Ford Escape, the surprising SUV casualty. Our third discontinued vehicle might be the most surprising on the list. The Ford Escape. This compact SUV has been one of Ford's best-selling models for 2 decades, yet 2025 will be its final model year. This isn't a case of an unpopular model being culled, but rather a strategic realignment of Ford's product portfolio. What makes the Escape's discontinuation particularly noteworthy is that it comes amid continued strong demand for compact SUVs. Unlike sedans, which have seen declining market share, the Escape competes in a segment that remains highly popular with consumers. Ford's decision to end production signals something beyond simple market forces. The official explanation is that Ford is making room for more electric vehicles, vehicles. However, this comes at a time when Ford has recently scaled back some of its EV investments and recommitted to internal combustion and hybrid powertrains. This contradiction suggests that Ford's product strategy may still be in flux, responding to uncertain market conditions and evolving consumer preferences. For consumers, the Escape's discontinuation creates both opportunity and uncertainty. On one hand, dealers may offer significant incentives on remaining inventory. On the other hand, purchasing a model without a direct replacement in the lineup raises questions about Ford's long-term commitment to supporting it. Given the Escape's popularity, aftermarket support should remain strong, but dealer priority may shift to newer models. Number 2. Cadillac XT6. The luxury SUV realignment. Taking the number 2 spot on our list is the Cadillac XT6, a 3-row luxury SUV that will end production even sooner than most vehicles on our list. The 2025 model year will be the last for the XT6, making this a particularly imminent discontinuation. The XT6's short lifespan, it was only introduced for the 2020 model year, speaks to Cadillac's rapidly evolving product strategy. After just 6 model years, this 3-row crossover is being eliminated as Cadillac shifts its focus toward electric vehicles like the Lyriq in upcoming models. This quick discontinuation reflects General Motors' aggressive push toward electrification under the Cadillac brand. However, it also comes at a time when GM has repurposed some production capacity originally intended for EVs back to internal combustion vehicles, suggesting some recalibration of their electrification timeline. For luxury SUV shoppers, the XT6's discontinuation creates a potential value opportunity as Cadillac dealers will likely offer aggressive incentives to clear remaining inventory. However, its short production run and early discontinuation might raise concerns about long-term value retention and parts availability. Buyers should weigh these potential savings against the uncertainty of investing in a model with such a brief market presence. Number 1. Cadillac XT5, the end of an era. Topping our list at number 1 is the Cadillac XT5, which will end production in late 2026. Along with the already discontinued XT4 and soon-to-be discontinued XT6, this represents Cadillac's systematic elimination of its conventional SUV lineup in favor of electric alternatives. The XT5 has been one of Cadillac's volume sellers since its introduction, making this discontinuation particularly significant for the brand's sales and market presence. Unlike some vehicles on our list that are being replaced by direct electric equivalents, the XT5's discontinuation appears to be part of a broader portfolio realignment that will leave gaps in Cadillac's lineup. This move comes as part of General Motors' ambitious electrification plans for the Cadillac brand, which is intended to lead the company's electric transition. However, the timing raises questions about market readiness for an all-electric luxury lineup, particularly in segments where Cadillac has established customer bases. For consumers considering an XT5 purchase, the discontinuation timeline offers a reasonably long runway to make a decision. With production continuing through late 2026, immediate fire sale pricing is unlikely. However, as that date approaches, opportunities for significant savings may emerge. Buyers should consider how Cadillac's transition might affect dealer service priorities and parts availability in the long term. The electric transformation gamble. Looking at our list of discontinued vehicles reveals a clear pattern. 8 out of 10 are being eliminated or replaced as part of manufacturers' electrification strategies. This represents an industry-wide bet on electric vehicles that comes at a time of mixed market signals and consumer hesitation. What makes this particularly notable is the contrast between manufacturer commitments and current market realities. Electric vehicle sales growth has slowed in many markets, charging infrastructure remains inconsistent, and consumer concerns about range, charging times, and battery longevity persist. Yet manufacturers are discontinuing proven, profitable models to make way for electric replacements with uncertain market reception. The financial stakes of this transformation are enormous. Developing new electric platforms requires billions in investment, while discontinuing established models with loyal customer bases risks market share and revenue. If consumer adoption doesn't match manufacturer timelines, the industry could face significant overcapacity in electric vehicles while creating shortages in segments where combustion engines remain preferred. Some manufacturers appear to be hedging their bets. Ford's recent production adjustments and GM's repurposing of some planned EV capacity suggest recognition that the transition may take longer than initially projected. Yet the discontinuations continue, creating potential misalignment between product offerings and market demand. The disappearing affordable option. Another troubling trend revealed by our list is the elimination of affordable vehicles like the Nissan Versa. As manufacturers focus on higher-margin vehicles and incorporate more technology into their lineups, the entry-level new car is becoming endangered. The implications for consumers are significant. First-time buyers, budget-conscious shoppers, and those with limited credit history are being effectively priced out of the new car market. The average transaction price for new vehicles now exceeds $48,000, a figure that puts new cars out of reach for many Americans. This trend toward elimination of affordable options creates a market gap that used vehicles cannot fully address, particularly as used car prices remain elevated by historical standards. It also forces consumers into longer loan terms and higher monthly payments, increasing financial strain and risk of negative equity. From a business perspective, manufacturers are making rational decisions by focusing on higher-margin vehicles. However, the long-term consequences of abandoning entry-level buyers could include weakened brand loyalty and opening the door to new competitors who recognize the opportunity in affordable transportation. What this means for car shoppers. If you're currently shopping for a vehicle on this list, the discontinuation announcements create both opportunities and considerations that should factor into your decision-making process. For internal combustion models being replaced by electric variants like the Porsche Macan and 718 series, the final model years represent the last chance to purchase these vehicles with proven familiar technology. This could be appealing to buyers who are hesitant about electric vehicles or who specifically enjoy the characteristics of combustion engines. However, you should consider how the transition might affect resale value and long-term support. For models being discontinued without direct replacements like the Nissan Altima and Versa, potential discounts may make these compelling value propositions. However, buying an orphaned model comes with considerations about parts availability and service priority in the years ahead. Timing is also crucial. Models with imminent discontinuation dates may see more aggressive discounting as dealers look to clear inventory. Those with production ending further in the future may not yet offer significant savings. Strategic buyers might monitor these models and time their purchases to maximize value. Finally, consider the manufacturer's broader commitment to the segment. Ford's discontinuation of the Escape while maintaining other SUVs differs from Nissan's systematic elimination of sedans or Cadillac's transformation toward an all-electric lineup. These broader strategies offer clues about how aggressively manufacturers might discount vehicles and their long-term commitment to supporting discontinued models. What these discontinuations reveal, beyond the specific models affected, is an automotive industry caught between conflicting pressures and uncertain about its own future direction. Manufacturers are making billion-dollar bets on electrification while simultaneously seeing evidence that consumers aren't adopting these technologies at the projected pace. The most revealing aspect of this wave of discontinuations is the timing. These decisions are being made and announced during a period of significant market uncertainty. Electric vehicle sales growth has slowed, charging infrastructure remains inadequate in many regions, and battery material costs have proven volatile. Yet manufacturers are proceeding with plans developed during more optimistic projections about EV adoption. This suggests two possibilities. Either manufacturers possess internal data indicating indicating a coming surge in electric vehicle demand that justifies these discontinuations, or they're committed to a transformation that may be running ahead of market readiness. The latter possibility creates significant risk for both the industry and consumers. For the industry, misjudging the pace of electric adoption could lead to manufacturing overcapacity, inventory gluts of unsold electric vehicles, and shortages of the internal combustion models that still constitute the vast majority of sales. For consumers, it could mean fewer choices in the segments they actually want to buy and potentially higher prices as supply fails to match demand patterns. The discontinuation of affordable models like the Versa reveals another uncomfortable truth. Manufacturers are increasingly focused on affluent consumers willing to pay premium prices for technology-laden vehicles. The average American car buyer is becoming less central to product planning decisions, creating a market increasingly tilted toward luxury segments. Remember those 10 vehicles we started with? Their discontinuations tell a story much bigger than individual models coming to the end of their production runs. They reveal an industry in transformation, making enormous bets on an electric future while simultaneously leaving gaps in their lineups that consumers still want filled. For car shoppers, these discontinuations create a pivotal decision point. Embrace the industry's electric vision by waiting for the replacements, or seize the opportunity to purchase one of the final examples of proven technology before they disappear from showrooms forever. The automotive graveyard of 2026 isn't just filling with outdated or unpopular models, it's claiming vehicles that still have devoted followings and meet real consumer needs. Whether these discontinuations represent visionary industry leadership or a dangerous disconnection from market realities will only become clear in the years ahead. For now, consumers have limited time to decide which side of this automotive evolution they want to be on.